Hey everyone, welcome to the second episode of my podcast series called the Mega Buster series. Now, I wasn't able to mention the last episode of the official title of this series. I completely forgot about it. But this series will be a monthly episode. It ranges for about an hour, more or less. I am your host, Carlo Borromeo, also known as Thunder Trunks on Fightcade, NullDC Bear, RSN, and other platforms, even social media like Twitter, or it's called X right now. Now, for my guest tonight, he is actually the head behind the Discord channel called This is Mahvel, a Marvel player from the East Coast side, a visionary for the community, and a good friend outside Marvel as well. He will also be my co-host for future episodes. Now give it up for Chen, aka Heartstillbeats, aka DC1.
Hello. Too many names, but here I am. Thank you, Trunks.
Hey, how you doing there, DC? How's your day
Yeah.
going?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. I'm very looking forward to this podcast. I'm very excited about it.
Thanks. And I'm also excited as well. This is going to be my second episode, and you are actually my very first guest for this show, and also
Mhm.
be the co host as well. Now, tell us about yourself, DC. How did you get into fighting game? And yeah, let's start
Mhm.
from that.
Yeah, sure. I immigrated to the U.S. in 1995 when I was like 11 or 12.
I
And
see.
first I couldn't speak English, but when I actually went to grade school, one of my good friend at that time took me to the arcade close to my school. My
Uh
school
huh.
is actually was in Midtown Manhattan in New York, close
Mm-hmm.
to Times Square, and he took me to this arcade called Playland. They have all the fighting games, and my little heart was amazed. So, and I've been hooked on fighting games ever since then.
Oh, that's interesting. But
Mm-hmm.
did you did it take a while for you to with that language barrier with everyone?
No, I mean when you're small, you absorb the language really fast. I did have like a English as a second language
Mm-hmm.
teacher that helped me learn the language really fast. But I think once I was in school, it only took me like a year to get used to being in the English speaking environment.
Uh huh.
And then yeah, it was pretty fast. I think because when you're younger, you learn the language faster.
Yeah, absolutely. I fully agree on that one. Because for me personally, English is also not my first language myself. So
Mm-hmm.
the good thing is in my country, in the Philippines, when we were on our first grade, we were already taught how to speak English, and
Ah.
that's how I got to develop somehow.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah.
It was
So.
funny for us because I think I know the alphabet, but it was in like a Chinese very accented way of
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
speaking it, and all we know is just the alphabet, and then people square like in China and stuff like that. That's all I
Okay.
remember from like before any kind of English experience before
So,
coming to the U.S.
so that means you're a Mandarin speaker or a Cantonese one, if you don't mind me asking.
I'm a Mandarin speaker. I'm
Oh,
from
okay.
a place. It's on the coast. It's called Fuzhou in Fujian province in the China mainland. So we
Hmm.
speak Mandarin and also our local dialect.
I see.
Hmm.
Okay, that's very interesting. So yeah, what was your first fighting game? Like, how did you get yourself into fighting games?
Actually, it was pretty interesting. The Playland arcade that I went to, actually, Versus series was pretty big there. I remember the first fighting game I've ever seen people play was actually Marvel superheroes. And
Oh, okay.
I saw this guy was doing Infinites with Wolverine.
Oh
in that
yeah.
game. I remember very distinctly. I was like, "Oh wow, that looks so cool."
Yeah.
And but you know, I was a little kid back then, so I was only watching, and he was like a super tall guy to me
Uh
at that
huh.
time.
Uh
But
huh.
I would just remember, I was like, "Wow, this is like so crazy looking," and the combo just keep on going up and up.
Yep.
So I remember when I got there, they had Marvel Superhero, and then the other subsequent fighting games like the Versus series, like Street Fighter versus X-Men,
hmm
and then like the one after that, I forgot.
Did
There
you
was like two, yeah.
hmm Did you ever get into King of Fighters? Because I know King of Fighters is very famous in China too. Because last time I
Um,
was in Hong
mm-hmm,
Kong, but that was like back in 2009 or 10, I think. I went downtown and got to
mm-hmm.
discover this underground arcade, and I see everyone,
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
the King of Fighters 2002 game, and yeah, they're really good.
Um, yeah. To be honest, we play. We have before coming to the U.S. I did go to arcades, and SNK games was a lot bigger than Capcom games. I
Oh,
remember
okay.
not King of Fighters specifically, but it was Samurai Showdown.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that game is
so
good too as
yeah,
well. Hmm.
I remember distinctly playing because I didn't really like playing fighting games before coming to the US.
Uh huh.
So that's like the only fighting game I remember. Maybe I was too small to recognize what King of Fighter is.
Yep.
Because you gotta remember, there's a lot of crack version of the game that they have in the Chinese arcades. I remember there was like the bootleg version of Street Fighter,
A
where
bootleg version.
yeah, what if if Ryu do a dragon punch, like a whole wall of fireball will come out on the whole screen.
Oh, I remember that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
I think it's called the Rainbow Edition. Yeah,
yeah.
I've tried that
Rainbow
before.
Edition. I remember
It's
that
really
because that
fun.
was
Yeah, that
crazy.
that really got
Yeah,
me into Street Fighter 2 because you know,
yeah. I was like, oh my god, what is going on?
yeah.
The fireball come out and Bison can just teleport everywhere. And I don't know. That's all I remember from that game.
And then
But
from what I
mhm.
remember as well, like if you press the start button, let's say you're using Ryu, right? And then
Mhm.
once you press the start button, he changes to Blanca or randomly Guile or Chun Li.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh.
it was. Yeah, that was kind of
But
that game was fun.
but to be honest though, when I was small in China, I didn't really get to go to the arcades because at that time arcades are kind of like looked upon down upon in China as kind of like a kind of like a almost like a shady kind of
Okay,
establishment.
I see.
So like little kids doesn't feel safe to go there. Like parents don't want their kids to go there because
Oh,
people will
okay.
smoke. It's always like kind of
Mm.
like
It's
underground
more of an
dark.
adult game,
Yeah,
or
and Chinese family really want their kids to study and focus on school, and they
uh-huh.
see arcade as negative, where they where like the kids can just spend a lot of time playing video games. So it was kind of like looked down upon.
I see. Okay,
Hmm.
that's
But
interesting.
Trunks, I know you came from a family that actually run an arcade in the Philippines. Why don't you tell us about that?
Oh my gosh.
Ah, you know you can't
It's,
get away from that. That. I was just
oh
when I
man.
first landed, I was like, wow, that's crazy. I want something like that.
Well, you're supposed to be the guest, but okay, let me just give a little
We gotta know about each
information.
other, you know.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Well, yeah, you see, my dad, he runs. Actually, before he opened an arcade, he went to this store in Manila, that is the capital city in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
He was there for work in a bank, but yeah, while he was heading his way, heading back to his apartment, I think, he got to visit one store there, and saw kids playing some family computer, which is called the Nintendo in
Mm-hmm.
America, or should I
Mm-hmm.
say NES. So that's where he started, you know, thinking like, oh, maybe I should come up with this kind of business because we live in a very small island that is like an hour
Mm-hmm.
plane ride to from Manila. So we don't have any exposure when it comes to those games and stuff. And yeah, he come up that kind of business and started going from there
Oh, that's very interesting.
from NES, and then slowly he gradually started, I guess, saving for putting up an arcade. And yeah, I think I was only 8 or 9 years old back then when we first opened our our arcade. It
Mm.
was yeah, it was a blessing. I don't know what to say, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you grew up in the arcade as an arcade kid. That's some of us are. That's kind of like our dream when we're younger. Just feel like in a video game store all the time.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, thanks to that, there are moments like, yeah, usually on a weekend like Saturday or Sunday, I always hang out on our arcades, and then if I see someone watches me playing some, let's say, beat 'em up games, I just call him out like, "Hey, why don't you come with me?" And I'll just drop a
Hmm.
coin for him, and then he starts playing with me. That's what I
Yeah.
usually do.
So
I'm a
because you
I'm a
have
very friendly
that,
guy.
yeah. I mean, we can all tell from the way you talk.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I was wondering that because when I was growing up, I have a lot of resistance from my parents about playing video games in the arcades. But
Oh.
maybe because
Mm.
your dad have the arcade business, where he more accepting of you playing, or because
Okay, that's a very good question.
yeah.
Honestly, he already knew that I've become very addicted to video games, so he was trying to not give me 100%, dedicated to games, or let's say investing myself more on that. But I usually just head over to our amusement on a Saturday. That's it. So I can't go
Only
there on the
Saturday.
weekdays, like after school. No, it's a
Uh-huh.
no from my parents. So I
Oh, so the
guess
store is
they kind of
separate than yeah. So the
yes.
store is separate than where you are living. It's like a different place.
Oh yeah, it's a different place. It's in a mall actually. It's a.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
Mm-hmm. So
I
yeah,
always have this like fantasy idea that you live upstairs and you can just come downstairs to the arcade.
bro, that would be so cool if that
Right,
happens.
right.
Yeah, I know, and
Yeah.
mm,
Okay, that's good. Cause I feel like that's a big aspect. I don't know if it's an Asian family or just like for me at that time. Cause even when I was up in as an adult in college, my parents still think like video game are kind of like negative. That's like it's just something
uh,
that suck up your time and
mm,
distract you away from study and stuff like
I
that.
guess that's understandable. I mean, for them,
Mhm.
because they never got to experience playing video games.
Mhm.
I mean, they were nurtured by, your grandparents to, once you become a young adult, I guess, you become an entrepreneur, or, I mean,
Yeah.
from what I kind of notice with your culture, to be honest, yeah, most Chinese, when they have an apartment or a house, they usually have a business on the
Uh,
ground floor or something. So yeah, I
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
noticed
yeah.
that.
Yeah, everybody we know just open a restaurant or
Mm-hmm.
something. Yeah,
Yeah, so at
so
least you get to save. You don't have to pay for your rent because
yeah.
you yeah. Anyway, so
Hmm.
moving on. How did you discover Marvel 2? What was it like back then?
So at the arcade I went to play, like, naturally you have all the versus series. So actually, when I actually play series was Marvel versus Capcom 1,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in towards the end of grade school, and then Marvel 2 came out in 2000 when I was just about to get into high school. So I was addicted to that game. It was so creative and fun. So I
Yeah.
just naturally went to it after Marvel 2 come out.
Yeah, that
And
was what was the year
yeah,
2000, I believe.
2000 in the arcades.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Of course, it felt like I had to look it up on Wikipedia what year it come out because it just whenever you get a game in the arcade, it just come out. You don't remember what year.
Yeah.
But I just remember that's after that game came out. That's the only game I played very seriously.
Oh,
And
really?
I would go from school. Like my grade school was very close to the arcade. We actually playing Playland, and then that got closed down. And then we went to an arcade close by, maybe like another 10 minutes by walking, in
Mm-hmm.
a central bus station. It's called like the central bus station next to Times Square, and we just that's
Mm.
my main arcade from there. And me and everybody play just Marvel 2. Actually, Marvel 2 was the main fighting game in my arcade, not Street Fighter or anything like that. So
Do they have
that's
any
why.
activities or events like tournaments on
No,
your?
it was just a bowling alley with an arcade next to it.
Oh, okay. So you've never been
Yes.
to the Chinatown, where Justin Wong and Sanford Kelly are there
Oh,
playing?
I've been there. It's a big arcade in New York.
Uh-huh.
So me and my friend go there, but it's actually it's in downtown Manhattan, so it's actually kind of hard to get
I
to.
see.
You take the train and then you have to walk for a long time. So it's like because our arcade's in a bus station, so it's very centrally located, so it's very easy to get to. You don't have to switch trains.
Uh-huh.
So we always prefer to go to that one. And also Chinatown Arcade, the area get kind of like shady and like less people at night. But
Uh,
in the center in our arcade, just in a big centrally located bus stop, so there's always people, so it feels safer to be there later at night. That's why we just prefer to go there.
oh, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, man, I wanted to head over there to the Chinatown. I don't know if it's still open or not, but I just wanna,
It's
you know.
closed. It's been closed for a long time now.
Oh, it is. Oh,
But I don't think anybody rented out the place, so you still have like the store that's just closed with Chinatown Arcade sign on it.
oh, that's great. I can still take a
Yeah,
photo.
you can still
You
take a
know,
photo with it. Yeah.
that's one of my bucket lists.
Yeah. It's very famous. I remember when they had the tic tac toe chicken. Did you
That's
know about that?
no.
They had a chicken at the entrance that can play tic tac toe with you.
What really?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
crazy.
it's a game from the Chinatown.
No, it was an actual chicken.
A real chicken?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Of course, it didn't last for a long time. I think the chicken either got eaten or dead. But
Okay,
but that was the famous thing back then. They had the chicken that played tic tac toe.
I see. Did you meet any? While you were there at Chinatown, did you meet any killers or any high
Oh
caliber
yeah,
players?
all the top players were there all the time.
Hmm.
I remember Justin Wan.
Oh, so you got to
Sanford.
meet him too. Okay.
Yeah, I know everybody from the New York Marvelverse because it's a big city, but there's only so many people that play Marvel too. So Sanford, Executioner, Josh 360 came a little bit later too.
I
Yeah,
see.
I was there when the game first came out. I remember we were like, we were like younger. We would thought we were the best, so we went down there to challenge the Chinatown people, and
I
we said we
see.
were just gonna scrub them and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, we did kind of win until this little pudgy Chinese kid came up. That was Justin Wong. They just beat all of us like with one character. He was still like godlike even when so early in the game.
Mm.
He was using Magneto, Cable, and Cammy at that time.
Oh yeah, I remember that team. That's
Hmm.
that's actually his famous team. I think he used that on the first Evo or second. I'm not so
Yeah,
sure.
he used that in the B5, I think.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that was his original team.
And what was your team that you used back then when you played Justin and the
We
rest?
we always used the Tron in our arcade, so it was Magneto, Sentinel, Tron.
Tron.
That's like
Okay.
yeah, because I remember. Did we talk about this by arcade when the game first came out? Had the setting up all the way, so Tron will kill you in two combos with
That's
Sentinel.
that's
So
true.
we,
That's how you
yeah,
got your Tron till this day. That explains why.
yeah. So it just kind of stuck. We just try to see different kind of Tron teams, and then
Hmm.
eventually it just stuck that we have
The MST one.
Magneto.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's is it called a mix up or I completely forgot about it.
Yeah,
Mix
it
up,
was.
right?
Yeah, mix up with the Florida player that made it famous. So
I
yeah,
see. Well, rest in peace, mix up. It's
yeah.
kind of
Rest
sad
in
that
peace.
we lost a really great OG player.
Hmm. But
So
Storm was looked down upon, at
back
least in my
then,
arcade,
okay.
because of the runaway and So we didn't want to use Storm,
Uh
so
huh.
we putting
Yeah,
Sentinel instead.
yeah. Mostly people they use Storm before as a lane player or a character. I mean.
Yeah. But Trunks, East Coast, New York is known for name play. I
Oh,
remember it was a famous player before even Justin One. His name was Eddie Lee.
oh, I heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one that I think taught Justin One how to play. At least like he was the original lane playstyle master.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he would play all the really lame characters. I think he was the one that brought
Blackheart. No.
Blackheart, Cable, Doom. That was his team.
Mm.
And he would
Oh,
just
that team.
trap
Yeah.
you, trap you,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
lame you out and stuff
and
like
and
that.
then if
Yeah,
Doom comes in, he starts
he
running
got the
away
Doom.
and then
Yeah,
calling Blackheart
Blackheart.
assist
Yeah,
with the
that
photon
was
array shots everywhere. Oh man, I really
yeah,
hated that.
yeah. It was cheap. It was because this is how people know how to rush down well.
Hmm.
This was before that. The trap team was everywhere. So yeah.
I see. Hmm.
Yeah, so New York is known for the lane playing style. So
Mm.
we didn't want to mix
Okay.
with that because we were like, we just want to rush people down.
Hmm. Right. Now, carry on to the topic. Can you explain to me? You informed me that you went hiatus, right? For how long?
Yeah, yeah, a super long time. Actually, right after I graduated from college, I moved away from New York City, and I that was back in 2006. So
Hmm.
I used to play like every day. I would come to the arcade after high school and after college, and then after I finished college, I moved away from New York to Connecticut, which is like one state over, and I basically had nobody to play. So I just went on a hiatus for like 10 plus years.
Mm.
I only started playing when I find out about Fightcade.
Oh,
So
really?
for yeah,
That very long? Jeez.
yeah, super long. I never knew about PSN and
Uh huh.
Marvel. Only Marvel I played was in arcade and Dreamcast up
So
until
you
2006.
just you decided to come back like last year?
Maybe 3 years ago.
Oh, 3 years
Maybe
ago. Oh, okay.
2021. Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you've been
So
playing
yeah, so
Fight
for
Cade ever
2006 to
since.
2021, that was a long time.
Oh yeah, man. Absolutely.
But I always follow the FGC in the background. I always want to go back to playing like
Like you
a
used to
fighting
before.
game. Yeah,
Hmm.
I watch like I follow FGC stuff every day. It's not like I
Oh.
just forgot about it completely. The whole time I was like watching like Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, um, like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and stuff like that. Like
Hmm.
it was like a genuine interest and passion for me. So it never like got out of my mindscape. I was always watching FGC stuff. I just was just too busy with real life to actually concentrate and play. So
Yeah, I agree on that one.
yeah, because for a long time I was in school and I was the only income earner in my family.
Oh,
So
really?
I was just busy and stuff like that. Yeah.
I see. But yeah, after you came back, what kind of triggered you to come up with a YouTube content? Like, who inspired you to do YouTube? If you don't mind me asking.
I never ever thought about it actually before. When I was first playing on 5K for like the first year or two,
Uh huh.
I was just so glad I get to play actual people online. But of course, I play it every day, and then I look up batches on YouTube to see who's playing and stuff, and see how people play now.
Yep.
And I always run around, across like different Marvel 2 replay channels. Like I think I saw yours. I saw Marvel Inca Warriors. I saw T-Lock.
Uh huh.
So all you guys got the replay channel. So I was just like, I want to do that too, because I got just so many hot matches of 5K, and I want
Uh-huh.
people to see it on YouTube as well.
But were you aware back then that you can monetize your channel?
Yeah, that was not the main.
Main
I mean,
reason.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like a natural course of things. You can monetize. Everybody know about how YouTube kind of works. You can monetize after you get a certain subscribers, but
Yep.
I never know the specifics.
And sell some
Uh,
merchandise and all that.
yeah, I never even thought. I just want people to see hot Marvel matches. Because when I first
Yeah.
started, I was getting like 10, 20 views. At that time, I was like, yeah, whatever. If people watch it, then people watch it. I just want to
Uh
have
huh.
somewhere where I can put up matches on me playing other people.
Yeah, I do remember watching checking out your channel because I think you only have like 30, 40 subscribers back then, or I think it was less. But yeah, I
Yeah,
think that was like a year ago. And well, look where you are right now. You're above
yeah.
1,000 subscribers.
I feel like I'm lucky because I don't know. My strategy would just keep on uploading stuff.
Hmm.
Of course, there's different things I did try along the way.
You're also
But yeah.
interested checking
Hmm.
other players how they how they did well against some of the really tough ones.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it later because we when we started Discord channel, the main purpose was to invite other people to be featured on my channel, so I can show people other people playing Marvel instead of just me.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, now we're going to discuss about the This is Marvel Discord. Um, can
Hmm.
you can you please inform us
Yeah.
or discuss us how you come up, with this Discord channel? What is its sole purpose, and yeah, how
Yeah,
did
I
it
mean
go?
everything leads to I start playing on 5K, then I start meeting players like you, Geckos, other like really good players.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking like, and then in the 5K itself, you have the link to the Discord channel for the regular Marvel versus Capcom 2 Discord. So
Mm-hmm.
naturally, I start talking to people there. Uh, Honestly, I'm really bad with social media, so I never used Discord before this. But I can
Yeah.
see that it's a very good program to collect people who like a specific type of game.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
eventually, I was like, yeah, maybe we can just this. I remember it started as like just like a group chat. It was like 10 people, and then
I
I was
see.
like, oh, I never know there's a group chat limit of only 10 people. So I was trying to think about another way to collect more people together to talk. So a new Discord server was the way that we find out. So I was just like, okay, it doesn't cost any money, and we can just create Discord people so we can have more people come together to talk about Marvel too. And that's how we actually started. Very simple reason of just collecting more people together.
Yeah, I fully agree on that. So that's one of the benefits actually, like help the community bring more closer. And in a sense that when they're planning to have a Discord stream, they just want to chill, or hang out with the rest of the players.
Hmm.
Sometimes there's like five or more of them. They do a round system or a mini tournament, which is cool. You're
Yeah,
aware.
so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
when 5K had the tournaments and all that stuff, I never knew you can do any of this. So it was a learning process for me too. And when we create the Discord server, it was more for like people to get matches in easier
Yep.
and to talk about like video contents and stuff like that. So it just started with a small group of us, and then it slowly grew and grew and grew, and now we have almost 200 players in there.
Yeah. Not only that, we also invited some of the high caliber players, which I was not expecting at all. Like right now, Chaos, General Trilla, J360, yeah, they're
Yeah.
in there too as well. I'm like, whoa, this is something. We
I
also have some moderators contributing to the channel, like for the newcomers or players that
yeah.
wanted to get better with, the certain characters. Like we have this improvement chat homework, should I say, where we are asking, to perform this type of tasks, like
Yeah.
Magneto's from Infinite, and or let's say do the five fears, or Sentinel's fast fly or refly. And I'm kind of surprised there are a few that are willing to take that task.
There's always a more dedicated Marvel versus Capcom 2 player out there than you.
Yeah, me, I'm not very. I don't really post or say much on the Discord, but yeah, I do check on what activities are going on. It's also convenient for players to um, ask for some games on PC too with our Discord channel. Like, all right, I want to play on NullDC or Fightcade. Doesn't have to be like Fightcade that you have to reach out to all those players, but with this Discord channel that we have, they have other ways to
Mm-hmm.
reach out to some. And yeah, the latest one
Yeah.
we have is the
Mm-hmm.
RSN or the PS3 emulation.
Yeah. Yeah, what I mean is that not about you, but I would just say there's actually a lot of like dedicated bar of players, two players, even at this time, like 20, 24, 25 years after the game come out. So
Hmm.
and that's a blessing in itself because people still have very genuine interest in this game and they still play every day in the Discord. And I just feel really glad they have a place to go to play together, and they can actually stream what they play and talk about the game and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and
I'm
no
really
ways.
glad that actually happened like that. Yeah.
Yeah, same here, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
We even have a multimedia where you can also share your content channel. Like
Yep.
Omega
Yep.
Redish, I think he's from Europe, but from what I heard, he's actually from the Philippines. I mean,
Oh,
Anacris
really?
Curse knows him in person, and he uses Omega Red, and he's quite good about it. But I never got to
Yeah.
play him when I was in the Philippines, but that's pretty
Mm.
cool. And
Yeah,
there
you
were
gotta go
also
Omega Red. Yep.
And there were also we also got to cater players that are outside America, not just Mexico, but there's also guys from the Philippines. There's also in the
Mm-hmm.
Marvel Discord, the Oceania group that includes Australia and New Zealand, even the EU team, the United
Yeah,
Kingdom
that's
and
that.
Europe.
That's what I'm saying. I'm really glad that we can bring the different pockets of Marvel communities from across the world together into a place where they can discuss and talk together. That's my main thing with the Discord.
Yeah, well, I'm happy for you, buddy. Congrats on pursuing this
Well,
awesome project.
you are one of the big managers there, so
Uh, well,
congrats
one
to you
of.
too, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks for that. Um, so with this Discord channel, is can everyone join the channel, or is there
Yeah,
a?
yeah. Anybody can join the channel. If you know somebody who have the channel, and they can just ask for an invite. Or
Mhm.
if you play anybody on Discord on 5K nor DC, anybody can give you an invite. We discussed this where we thought maybe we gotta keep it like a small closed channel, but we figured that since Marvel 2 is already a smaller community at this time, so we want to have an open place where anybody can join and like the game. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Okay, so our next topic's gonna be about the tournament for Top 5 USA, I usually call this as a prelude to versus Latin America. Or
Yeah.
I think you mentioned that it's called the Crew Battle Qualifier, I think?
Yeah. I think it was the U.S. qualifier for the 5v5 against the Latin American players.
Now tell us about how you come up with this event idea. Like, how did it start? And yeah, what got you into to come up with this kind
This
of tournament?
this kind of when I was playing in arcade back then, it was just like your local people. But when I start playing on 5K, I see all these like really good Spanish players with low tier characters.
Oh yeah,
Because
they're really good.
people, yeah, like, and I was getting they beat me all the time. So I was like, wow, who are these people? Because people like Spider One,
Yeah, Strago. I think he's from
Strago,
Bolivia. Strago.
El Salvador, I think.
Oh, El Salvador. Oh, okay, my
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
um,
Strago and Patas. Lewis Marvel stuff played, but mainly it was Strago and Spider One. I was just like so shocked by their so good how good they are with low tier mid tier characters. So I was thinking like, oh, we should play them and see how
uh-huh.
we do against them
Yeah.
because in the U.S. at least for me, the people I know, everybody played top tier. But as I talk to them more, they really like the idea of low mid tier character teams instead of just the top four characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I figure this is a good way to bring in the Latin America players into the fold, into the Discord channel to have an event as
Uh-huh.
a starting point. Because my main thing is that I feel like everybody like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but everybody have different pockets of communities.
Mm-hmm.
And Latin America is such a big area with a lot of good players. So I just want people to know more about them. So that's why I want to do this. I had the idea to do the 5v5 with the Latin America players.
Yeah. Not only that they play really good with low tier teams, but they're also killers when it comes to top tier, level.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, but
yeah.
for me at that time, I didn't know a lot of them. For me, I would just they're known as with like the low tier characters on 5K. That's why I came up with the idea for the and like the player that participated in the event all agree they want to play low tier teams.
Yeah. And I thought, um, yeah, when I first come to America, which was 2022, I thought it was just the Mexican players that plays Marvel, but I didn't expect that
Yeah,
there were some from Peru, from Bolivia, and
yeah.
some from Brazil too. I'm quite surprised
Mm-hmm.
about that. And yeah, that's good to
Yeah,
hear.
actually, Brazil is now that I have my YouTube channel, I can see where people are watching the videos from, and it was always U.S., Japan, Mexico, and Brazil is always like the fourth place of people who watch the videos.
Right
Mm-hmm.
now, how was the tournament? By the way, I mean the crew battle qualifier. How did it go?
Yeah, so we had to pick. We had to get to the final five for our five people from our side,
You have
and
someone to help you organize as well.
yeah, it's always all people from our own Discord channel. Take you up, take you down. I put him in charge of organizing the 5v5 event. You as well, of course. We have Ryo Suda, who
Hmm.
helped run the stream and all that stuff. So definitely, it's all people that we know from the Discord channel that made this event possible.
Yeah. This is a 3 out of 5, right? The crew battle qualifier, and I think there were like 13 participants that joined. That includes
Mm-hmm.
you and me as well.
Yep.
Um,
It was five. The final five was you, me, Pesky Purple, who actually won the whole qualifier tournament.
yep.
MVC2 is fun, or AKA Scon TV. And then who else was there? Oh, Derek Lunslow was also the one that qualified as well.
And then me, you, DC, and we got a backup player too as well. I think it was Thank You Up.
Yeah, take you up, take you down. He actually, yeah. I'm glad we had a backup player because he actually got to play.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but
so that was a good idea.
Yeah, shout outs to Take You Up for you know for helping us out to push this event.
He was a big help. He was very active. He was very accessing to new ideas, and he was very active in the organizing of the tournament. So big up to you, little brother.
Yeah, and I think Ryusuta as well. She was able to help out.
She was always a good help. She's always good with answers. Like I will ask her questions in the background because I'm really bad with like the streaming stuff, and she will always help out.
Yeah, shout outs to Ryusuta, by the way. Really cool.
Very passionate about the game. I can feel like her passion for the game every time we talk about Marvel 2.
And then I think our rules for the Latin America versus USA. I think we have some banned characters here, right? Like you can't use Storm, Sentinel, Magneto, Iron Man, Cable, Doom, Spiral. Dalsim, surprisingly, I don't know why, but Cyclops. And War Machine. And then we got some band assists, Captain Commando, Psylocke, and Tron.
Yeah, that was actually based on Romnito's low tier character rule. And it was like generally agreed upon that those are the really top tier character and assists that we shouldn't allow in the tournament.
Yeah, I do agree. Also,
but we had a character sneak in there as allowed though.
Oh yeah, it's Strider. I don't understand why Strider can be used in this tournament, but
hey, everybody agree he's okay, so I guess so. We both used him.
Yeah, I did use him a lot because I think using Strider, he can still be an annoying character. If you know who he should be teaming up with, like let's say can be a Silver Samurai or some other assist that makes an annoyance.
Some trap assist, Iceman works too. His Ouroboros super is just so good. It just kind of like shut down the flow of the game, and you have to
and stop the momentum. Let's say if you're facing like maybe Juggernaut or some. If you know what I mean. But hey, if you guys wanted to see the crew battle qualifier, just go to my description box and I will provide you a link over there and see everyone's gameplay.
Yeah, it was some good games.
Yeah. Now, moving on. How was the 5 versus 5 USA and Latin America tournament outcome?
It was a bloodbath, right?
A bloodbath?
Yeah, I think it was. At least for me, because it was funny. I went out first. I was like, I'm gonna just test the water and just get it out of the way so I can focus on commentating and running the screen after this. But yeah, we had actually. Let me talk about this. I was thinking what might be the outcome before the event actually happened, and my prediction was that the Latin America players would take it no problem. It just depends on how bad we get beaten, right?
They're actually pretty clever, to be honest. If you look at the map geographically. They chose. There's a reason, for me. I think there's a reason why they chose Marco first to fight against you, because
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, he's from Peru, and Peru is way down from Mexico.
Oh wow! What? There's layers to their strategy.
I mean
know.
that's
My
just me.
mind's blown.
It's just my you know what do you call that term? But yeah, I think that might be one of their plans too.
I
So,
see. I see.
and knowing that how far is Peru from America, you
Uh-huh.
expect to have a lot more spikes playing them,
Yeah.
especially
I
the
mean,
Bolivia
yeah.
too, because Bolivia I think it's beside Peru. So the ping on Marco, you versus Marco, it was I think if I remember it correctly, it was just one bar to none.
Yeah. I mean, there are lags, but it was definitely playable.
Yeah, it is
Like
still
you
playable.
know. So yeah, it was
And
good.
I have to admit, Marco's team, Omega Red, Juggernaut, and BB Hood. Oh man, that's
Yeah, it's
you.
a very good team. Yeah.
It's a really good team. I think this was a Japanese player who invented this team. Am I right?
I think it's called Ting Dao, like DAU. I think he's
Yeah.
US. I think he's either a US player or I think it's an Asian. Like is either an Asian American or maybe a Japanese player. But it's been along for a long time. Like I know
Uh-huh.
about that team back in the arcade days. So it's
Oh,
been along
so
for
they've been using that team already. Okay.
yeah. This is a very old team. Like within the first maybe 2-3 years of the game, people were
Mm-hmm.
using that team. Yeah, it is a very old team.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I
an
remember
interesting
this team.
information. I never
Yeah,
knew about that.
actually, the first time I use BB Hood Juggernaut, and the first time I seen people playing that combo was with this team.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, so it's been along for a long time. But yeah,
Yeah.
but let's tell people who actually was on the Latin America team. So we know about our members, but the Latin America team was just like a team of killers. I feel like when I saw the roster, I was just like, oh
Oh
my god,
yeah, yeah. I know
yeah,
most of them. El Patas,
yeah.
Luis Marvel, Spider One,
Strago,
Sefi Champ or Sefi Champ. Yeah,
Seffi
they
Champ,
are
yeah, Seffi
really,
Champ,
really,
Strago.
really
Yeah,
strong.
like I posted on Facebook channel, I post in Discord. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, this is like the cream of the crop for the Latin America, at least for like mid tier players." Yeah,
Yeah, and I think most of the Americans got so intrigued. Like, how are they gonna beat these people? We don't have video on our team. Like, who is this freaking Thunder Trunks person? Like,
yeah. Who is
I,
DC1? You know? Yeah.
yeah, we weren't, yeah, we weren't recognized back then.
hmm But
Um,
yeah, that was actually my uh, one of my goals actually because I wanted to be like I want them to have the most killer teams.
mhm,
That was actually my planning because my whole thing was that we're gonna try to do the best we can depending on who people they have. But ever since I saw that team, I was just like, oh, it's gonna be so rough. And but I'm so glad they got all their top players together. Because my main thing was to showcase the Latin American players. So
yeah,
I'm just so glad they had a killer team
yeah,
that
absolutely.
of
And
like top player that people actually recognize, and they were all actually very good. So I was really happy about the team they came up with.
do you remember the score we had? USA versus Latin America.
Uh, we broke it up into 3 days, right?
Yeah, it was three
First day
days.
was
It was you
yeah
and me
on the first
against
day
Marco.
against Marco. I didn't do so good. I think I won maybe like one game again. It was first to 10. So I think I won
Um,
like maybe like one or two games against him. I don't remember.
Actually, you didn't. You
Yeah,
didn't.
everything I wrote. If you want to
Um,
check out the videos, it's all on my channel. And in
mhm.
the description for the video, I broke it down all the scores in each day.
Yeah. And then once you were done facing Marco, it was my turn to face against him.
hmm You
Um,
did so much better, bro. You were going back and forth. I remember.
yeah, I was actually using. I mean, my very first team against him, it was Mega Man, Anakaris, and Ken.
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't somehow help. So I have to, think about. I have to come up with a different team this time. So in order to stop his momentum, his Juggernaut and Omega Red,
Yeah.
I decided to use Strider against him because
Yeah.
Strider or Ouroboros,
Mm-hmm.
they can't do anything
How,
about it. But all I have to do is
how
just
did
chip
you
him out.
how did you feel about Marco's play while you were playing him?
Oh man, to be honest, it's my very first time playing against that certain team or Team Dow you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
and he's Omega Red. Oh man, it's so
Oh yeah,
annoying.
Mega
I
Red's
hate it when
really
he
annoying, right?
I
Yeah.
hate when he applies the under that call from under the ground,
Yeah.
eh, and it stops my momentum. What
A
I'm
full
supposed to
screen
do.
may have really good priority, so it stuff all your move or assist.
Yeah, and
And
then
then he got
I have to
yeah.
watch out for his meter too, building up his meter to
Mm-hmm.
up to 3 or 5. Oh,
Yeah, the triple
sometimes
team.
sometimes I get carried away. I ignore checking out the meter, and then he completely obliterates me with the level 3 super.
Yeah, that's
That
why
was
that team is
annoying.
so good.
I know.
Yeah, because
It's
there's
crazy.
millions of teams that people come up with when the game came out, and only a certain good teams get stuck around. So, it makes sense when when a team gets stuck around for that long of a time because, there are good things about it.
Yeah. So yeah, after my match, I think it was the score was I got to beat him 5 times,
Hmm.
and he 10-5 me actually.
Yeah, so the score get carry over. So each person have 10 lives. So whenever you lose a match, you lose one, and then once you get to the first to 10 against one player, whatever life you have left over get carried over to the next game.
Yep. So each player has 10 credits. So if you run out of 10 credits, you're not able to play. You're completely out.
I think he ended the first day with 3 lives left,
Was it
and then
3? Oh,
right,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, that's good. Good thing you got to beat him twice, huh? Okay, sorry about that.
Yes,
I
yes.
thought he was owning you like so bad, but that's good to know you got to get a
No,
few
yeah,
games
yeah.
from him.
He's actually really good with scramble play. From what I remember.
Which what team were you using against him?
I was using my BB Hood Juggernaut Cami at first. That's
Okay.
the thing I play for most of it, and then when I was getting beat so bad, I started using Strider. I think I was using like Strider, Juggernaut, and Cami.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those were my two main teams.
Right. Um. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
after
second day he came in and played Derek Lanslow first.
did Derek Learnslow beat him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, from what I remember, and I don't know what the score was. I need to check it again when I
I
have
think it
time.
was 3-0. That's why I remember the 3 lives because I remember Derek beating three
Oh,
times.
okay. And then the next Latin player that came to face him was. You remember who it was?
I think Spider Wong came up next.
Yeah, you're right. Spider One, and I don't know what the score, but yeah, he.
And that was the last Latin player we saw
Mhm.
because Spider Wong just clean house.
Yeah, after beating Derek, I think Pesky Purple was next, and
Yeah.
then Thank You Up. Yeah, he was our last. You know.
Yeah, so the second day, Spider Wong beat both Derek Learn Slow and also Pesky Purple.
Yeah, and
And
the
then
third day.
and the third day, yeah.
Okay.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is fun. Was supposed to play on the last day, but he got sick, so we had to use our backup player.
Yeah,
Take you up, take you
unfortunately,
down.
unfortunately, Skarm couldn't play, so that's the
Yeah,
reason why we have a
he was
backup
my
player.
he was my trump card in the
Yeah,
back.
I
Right, I was
know.
like, if anybody can at least make a dent in this team, is Pesky and Scarm, because they're like dedicated to their mid tier teams. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So will there be another 5 versus 5 USA versus Latin America next year?
Yeah, definitely something we want to work on. The first one was a learning process. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just so glad. Thank you to Marvel Inca Warrior for all the help, and Spider One too. They were the two main organizers for the Latin American side.
Yeah, kudos to the team Latin America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't know it's Latin. I didn't know this term before. They told me.
Oh, okay.
Because nobody speak Latin. But when I was growing up in school, all the South American are called Latin America. So for me, I was just like, oh, so I'm glad, and I think the two big main thing is that I'm glad I get to collect with the Latin players, and I'm glad the 5v5 actually went by pretty smoothly. So those were my two really big. I'm really thankful for.
Yeah, same here. And I also heard that during this event. Oh wait, sorry about that. I think that was the crew battle qualifier. I got a word that Duck, was in
Yeah.
New York City, and he was at Romnito's place, and you never got to play him because you decided to pursue, the event,
Oh yeah, that
our
was a
event.
no-brainer. I of course I can't leave the big event that we plan ourselves just to go play Duck. I can't do that. And my
Yeah,
main thing was
absolutely.
that we can't let the team down. I'm the main person, one of the main person that planning the thing. I can't just run away to go play somebody.
And it took you, I don't know how long for this planning stage of yours. I mean,
Oh
the
man, it was a
prelude
long,
to Latin
it
America.
was a
So
long time.
yeah, I'm
I
just
think it
happy
took
and
us, yeah.
yeah, I'm just happy and glad that you didn't go, even though yeah, it is one of the OG legends,
He
But
never played on the East Coast before. He don't travel much to play. He never
yeah.
played on the East Coast ever before.
Oh, okay, that was
Yeah,
interesting.
I think he was here for like a school trip or something, and
Mm.
he wasn't able to make it to play, and then
Oh, a
last
school
minute
trip.
he made the
Okay.
time. Yeah.
Mm. All right. Okay, so once again, I want to inform everyone if you are interested to see the 5 versus 5 team battle, just head over to my description box below. I will provide the link there so every one of you can see, and especially for someone who isn't aware that we have this type of event. Yeah, just head over to um, the description box, or you can just watch Heartstillbeats channel. It's also watchable on his side. Anyway, so once now we're done with the event, the other things we love to discuss is the Croc Till Dawn tournament. So you've been to this tournament for how many times already? DC?
I think I start going last September, but
Last
I've been there.
September.
Yeah, last September. I've been there every one except two of them. So
What
I
was
go there
it?
every month.
I see. What was it like being participating on a Crack Till Dawn? How was I think
Uh,
Romnito's the one who's organizing
yep.
this event, right?
He's the main organizer. We actually play in his house, in his apartment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he
So
was the one that reached out to me to invite me to play.
hmm, you've have you played any one of the high caliber players there?
Oh yeah, we always play. I actually know a lot of them back from the Chinatown Fair days.
That's
The top
J361, I think.
Just 360, uh, Eric Smoothviper.
Oh
Sanford
yeah.
came through one of those times. He
So
never played in the tournament, but he was playing like casuals
oh, you got to play
against.
him too?
Oh no, he came through just that tournament. He came through just to play VDO. It
Oh,
was funny
really?
that yeah,
Oh,
they were
okay.
having like a little grudge match thing going on, so they were playing like each other.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Just amazing. Who actually is funny. When I was in the tour in the arcades, I'm like nice to the younger players, and
Hmm.
just amazing who won many of the Crack Till Dawn actually told me
Tournaments.
that he remembered me from the arcade days, and
Oh,
he
does
told
he?
me I took him to my house to play and show him how to play. I was like, who? I don't remember
Oh,
any of this, but
oh, really?
apparently they made an impression on him, so I'm really glad.
That's cool. Yeah, because I think just amazing. I just know the player recently. I didn't know
Mhm.
that he was already, a good player back then.
He's really good. There's a lot of hidden top players in New York.
Hmm.
They just don't play online. They play
Like
against other top players.
just offline. Okay.
Yeah.
All
He
right.
played with G-Con.
Oh, Gcon. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
training partners.
Oh,
Mhm.
I see. Okay.
He got a really good Samthrax.
Mm-hmm.
Just amazing. G-Con played both MSP and Samthrax.
I see. But he's a main MSP player, right?
Yeah,
Gcon.
I never got to play him, but I heard of him. Everybody's like he's really good.
Well, yeah, he is. And I actually watched some of his videos on YouTube. That's where I really learned from his Sentinel, like how you're supposed to play him, how to be more defensive.
Hmm.
He's got really very in depth information when it comes to top players. I mean, top tier characters.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I saw some of his videos. All very good, very informative.
yeah, absolutely. And especially if I watch his Magneto beginner intermediate, that takes about I think an hour. I don't know,
Hmm.
but yeah, shout outs to GCon, creating that
Yeah,
content out there. So we get more players, you know, who wanted to get better and yeah, trying to learn Marvel.
yeah. So I'm that's what I keep on saying this, but I'm so glad there's still so many good players that's like dedicated to the game,
Yeah,
even after all these years.
absolutely. Um, how was your performance, by the way, with the Crack Till Dawn? Did you won a tournament?
I never won the main tournament. I won one of the low tier tournaments.
Oh, low tier. Okay.
Yeah,
So
the only one I had.
so
Yeah,
Romnito has two tournaments on a Saturday, right? That's the
yeah.
mid tournament and the top tier tournament.
Well, he only did it once as like a trial.
Oh, a trial.
Yeah, because
I,
it's a lot to do two tournaments in the same day.
yeah,
And this is in his house, so he's only one person. He can't split himself. It's
that's
usually
true.
him. It's him and Madru that
Okay.
help run with the tournament. And Madru always, because we have basically two main rooms. It's the
Mm.
living room and the bedroom.
So how many TVs does he have? CRTs.
Four.
Four. Okay.
Yeah, not CRT. They're just like regular 24-inch monitors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we have two outside in the living room, mainly for like just regular play. And then the main one in the bedroom, we have one for the tournament, one for practice as well.
And then let's say if you guys are hungry, do
Oh
you
yeah, New York. There's like food everywhere around him. It was actually pretty convenient location.
is his apartment just around the central city?
No, it's in Queens.
Oh,
Yeah,
Queens.
it's in
So
Queens.
I have to take a train. Let's say I'm interested to come over to his Crack Till Dawn
It's actually
tournament.
pretty
And
easy.
I've never been to New
Uh huh.
York in my entire life, but it's one of my bucket lists, actually, me and my
Yeah,
wife.
yeah. It's close to the airport.
So from, oh, it's closer to the airport.
Yeah, It's actually
Oh,
close to
that's
LaGuardia,
better.
and then JFK. It's not that hard to get to either. There's two
Okay.
main airport in New York. He's actually closer to LaGuardia, and then JFK. It's not far either. Like 30. If you drive, it's like 10-20 minutes.
Oh, it's not that
Yeah,
far.
it's not.
Okay.
In the city, everything's really close together.
That's good to know. Yeah.
And he's in like a kind of like a
Yeah, because
regular. It's not far from the. If you decide to take the subway, it's not far from the subway station either.
okay. Yeah, because I'm actually planning to come down to Crack Till Dawn
Oh
tournament, but it's not gonna
wow.
be this year.
Okay.
I have to. I have some depths to Paradise at
Yeah, yeah.
first,
No.
but yeah, the tournament can wait. That's one of my goals. Actually, I just mentioned this to my first episode of the
Mm-hmm.
podcast. Yeah, but once I'm done with my depths, I might invest on Dreamcast one day, and yeah, eventually get to meet you guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Eventually.
definitely, it's like if you go to a real event in that place, it's pretty enjoyable. You get to like what you mentioned in your first episode, where you actually meet the players in person. It's such a really different experience, and it's always very positive to talk to them in actual life. And that's how I feel when I go to the
Hmm.
Crack Till Dawn play sessions, because you get to be all these top players, and they're actually very cool guys.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I would love to meet the community there too in New
Mm-hmm.
York. That'll be
Yeah,
awesome. Like that's I really wanted to meet you, of course, and
yeah,
Rob Nito. Um, you know,
yeah. I couldn't make
other
it to
players.
Texas Showdown, but if they still have Marvel 2 next year, I'll definitely try to make it.
Well, fingers crossed. Hopefully they do. This past Texas Showdown, we have like 32
Mm-hmm.
participants who joined. So, which is still good, I guess, because after a week, the Fight Kingdom. I mean, that's where all
Yeah.
the high caliber players are playing or
Yeah,
competing.
it's just unfortunate they're so close together.
Uh huh. Yeah, I would imagine some of the players might come to Texas Showdown too.
Yeah, even if they just spread out like a month apart, but it was weekend to weekend, back to back, so it was pretty hard to choose.
Yeah. Do you have any memorable moment in Crack Till Dawn, as other than your very first
Yeah, they're all pretty. They're all pretty good. What I want to always say is that Ramito make the environment very friendly, so you never feel
feel
uncomfortable.
like you're left alone or something?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's a pretty
that's good
friendly
to know.
host, and everybody, you kind of just like once you get there, you get into the groove of things, and you just start playing with other people. And everybody is like very
Hmm.
nice. He keep it nice and safe, like there's no alcohol or anything like that. So people actually,
Okay.
yeah, and
Yeah.
they actually have a lot of TV, so we just play each other, and it was a fun, inviting environment. That was the one thing I was worried about before going there, because I had
Hmm.
some bad experience back in the arcade tournaments and stuff like that, about people getting
Oh,
rowdy
okay.
and all that stuff. But when I go there, it was just nice and calm, inviting people just come to play some Marvel, and it was always a good experience whenever I go there.
All right.
Yeah, memorable moments. I play my idol Kest, and I beat him in the low tier tournament, so that's my highlight.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm proud of you, man, for winning that one. So at least you got something, you
Yeah.
know.
They're all too good
Yeah.
with top tier with like the regular play. I used to do a little bit better when I first going there, but now all the killers start
Mm-hmm.
coming out like Just 360, Smoothviper.
Oh yeah.
Now
Oh
now
yeah. They're
no,
in
I'm not.
a
I'm
different
not even
level.
touching them. Like when I play Just 360, I'll press one
Man.
button and then he'll just hit me with the infinite, and I'm just there watching him do combo videos for the rest of the match.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
they're
yeah.
they're really good.
Mm. Um, so for the players who are also interested to come to Crack Till Dawn, they just need to contact Romnito, right,
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
participate.
If you're interested, just contact Ramnito. He's in our Discord channel, and he's also on the other Marvelous Capcom 2 Discord channel. And he's very good about seeking out new players. If you just tell him that you have interest in the game, he usually
Uh huh.
invite people to come. I
I see. What time does his tournament usually starts? Like, is it gonna be like it says Crack Till Dawn? So I'm assuming the tournament runs till 5 a.m. or something.
yeah, whenever people decide to leave, usually like he start the plays session around 6 p.m.
6 p.m. and then it ends till midnight.
No, way past that. Whenever the tournament finish, you can't really control the
Okay, so
time. And then people after,
I'm assuming it's somewhere.
yeah, after the
Hmm.
tournament, people will just like to play with each other. Sometimes they do money matches, and sometimes they just play after the tournament.
Casuals. Okay. Yep. Highlight.
Yeah, highlight. There's many highlights. Everything's always recorded, so you never have to worry that your highlight is not gonna
Oh,
be.
okay.
You know, whenever you play on the
Oh
machines,
man.
either
Mm-hmm.
Madru or
Uh-huh.
Ramnito is recording the matches.
I see.
Yeah, he has so many. He has so many matches. He was showing me his hard drive, whatever, 30 gazillion gigs. He has so many Marvel content on his computer. Yeah,
Wow. Well, I hope he preserved them.
he do. He
'Cause,
never get
I
rid of
don't.
any of them.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. If he has another backup, that would be great because you never know. I mean, technology or these gadgets, they don't really last.
Yeah,
Like maybe 5 or 10 years, depends how you look after
yeah.
it.
But if you check out his channel, he's have so many matches on there.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that's the good thing. He uploads them just in case if something happens or something might happen on YouTube, which we don't want to, right? Anyway, so after the Crack Till Dawn, you also participated with Smoothviper's tournament. I think he used the NullDC program for the tournament, right?
Yeah,
How
this is a big
how did that go?
uh for me. It was I went 2-2, 2-2, 1-2, lost 2, so it was 2-2 out. But it was a very
I
high
see.
caliber online tournament. More top tier players joined this tournament than any other ones I seen.
Yeah, I was seeing the list of players that participated. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go because I had a. It was falling in place with my religion thing. You see, because I'm
Uh huh.
Catholic, so we have this like a Holy Week,
Oh.
which I'm kind of obliged to do it.
No Marvel on Holy
But
Week. Is that what it is?
yeah,
Anything unholy we
yeah.
don't do on we don't do unholy Marvel on Holy Week, right?
No, I mean it's just a little
Yeah,
sacrifice,
yeah.
but.
But yeah, the
Mhm.
tournament actually went pretty good. I it was getting.
Who actually won the tournament?
I
I
think
didn't know
GCon won the
who.
tournament.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
But Chaos was there, right? I think I saw his name
I
on
think
the.
I thought he, but it was getting kind of late. So after I got out of the tournament, I just went offline. So I only checked the
Oh,
result. I think GCon won.
okay. Well, good on GCon
Yeah,
then.
but yeah, it
Um,
was very
but
stacked.
was there any like lag issues when you played on Null DC with anyone?
My matches were pretty good. I
Oh,
got beat
really?
by Go for Broke and Just 360.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, Go for Broke. He actually has a very solid MSP
yeah. He
team. So once his Magneto touches you, he's gonna do that infinite and
yeah.
tries to corner you, and then does the hyper grab
All that
Tempest
happened.
super.
I got touched once and
Uh huh.
I lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, and that who was the other guy you said? G-Con?
No, I lost to
Oh
Josh
wait,
360.
Josh
Yeah.
360. Oh, that guy too. Oh
Yeah, he
yeah.
touched me once with Iron Man, and I lost. So they were both
Okay.
pretty good. Yep.
Mm, right. Anyway, we're almost done
Hmm.
to our second episode. Tell us about your future plans for your Marvel career and onwards.
Uh, I want to go to Crack Till Dawn every month if I can, if nothing come up. And the next Arthur tournament I want to was the Defend the North. That's coming up in August.
Oh, next year,
No, this
August.
August.
Oh, this year. This year. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's in
My
Long
bad.
Island, New York, so it's not far from the city. So I want to go there
Mm,
if I can.
I see.
And then I have my
Okay.
YouTube channel. So I want to do different content and different things there. It's actually pretty fun for me. It's like a hobby, like passion kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
like I told you, the different thing I learned on YouTube, how it works, and it just like kind of interesting to me. So I it's a learning process. So I'm actually having fun with it.
Okay, that's good to know, buddy. Um. Okay, so I guess we've discussed all of the topics that we need to mention. Like I said, DC is gonna be one of the co-hosts for this Mega Buster series,
Hmm.
and I want to thank you, DC, for being part of my podcast episode. And I appreciate it.
Of course, man.
And
We talk about this for so long. I'm so glad it's happening.
yeah, I know we've been
Yeah,
talking about this for like I think several months
yeah.
ago, but we never got to come to any fruition
Yeah.
until later.
Hmm.
You know. Um, do you wanna say something to your viewers, or you want
No,
to
I'm just
promote your
glad.
channel?
I have my YouTube
But
channel. Go to this Heartstillbeats on YouTube. Um,
do you also have a Twitch channel too, right?
I do, but I don't really like to stream that much. I like the because YouTube you can schedule your uploads, so I like that nature more. I don't like to just
That's
sit
true.
there and stream stuff. I don't know. It's just not my thing.
It feels different, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried doing some stream on Twitch as well, but that was like a few years ago. And
Hmm.
yeah, I was playing some random video games by myself because I'm more of a retro gamer,
Yeah.
so I like to play like
It's
old
all these
school
are kind
Super
of this.
Nintendo.
All these are kind of like new to me. Like I don't watch Twitch that much. And I just find the idea of people watching other people play very fascinating.
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't
it
know it was
is.
such a big thing. But for me,
Yeah, especially for Marvel,
yeah,
actually.
really, yeah, I know. Shout out to all the Marvel streamers, Thrillers, Powwow, uh, Phil Ganasty, Turtle
Yeah,
Power,
Chaos too as well.
Chaos. Yeah, shout out to all those guys. Yep.
Romnito,
Hmm.
for providing us like multiple videos per day,
Yeah, he
like
love uploading
some,
everything.
especially the ones that have like a very interesting situations, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, his highlights.
Like a 10 clip, yeah, highlight clip. There you go. That's the word.
Hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So we're looking forward for our next episode, which is gonna be the following month after this. So it's gonna take a while for us to get back,
Yeah.
guys.
But we do have
But
a very
thank
good
you.
guest lineup for that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I can't wait too to hear his side of the story, you
He
know?
loved Marvel more than any of us. I feel like.
I think he sleeps on Marvel too, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean. And
definitely.
dreams about
Yeah,
Marvel.
definitely.
So yeah. So I'm excited to have him on board as well
Hmm.
and being part of the co-host
Yeah,
too.
he'll be the third member of the team. Yep.
Hmm. So thank you everyone for tuning in. If you're able to reach out to this last part of the podcast episode, um, if you want to hear more about the Mega Buster podcast, just subscribe to my channel And also subscribe to Heartstillbeats or DC1 on his channel as well. And yeah, let's keep on supporting Marvel.
Yeah.
And hopefully one day, I don't know, it could be a dream come true if we ever get a chance to you know to re-release this officially.
Oh yeah.
But I think the chances might be slim because Disney owns Marvel now, so I don't think they're gonna go for that.
I mean, there's so many ways to play this game now, so
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think
Now
it's
that we
fun.
got some emulation, you don't have to worry about PSN or Xbox 360 if you don't have the budget. Yeah, just if you have like a computer uh, that can play Marvel for Fightcade or for Null or the RSN as well. So yeah, that's a big help. And if you guys wanted to head over to the This Is Marvel Discord channel, yep.
Yeah, just reach out to either me or Trucks. We can give you the invite link. No problem.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right.
All
So
right.
I'm gonna close this episode. So thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
guys, for tuning in, and I hope we see you on the next one. Peace out
Bye.
and have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.